Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold and the Beautiful News official YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribers button and give this video a thumbs up. The silence that screamed, Steffi's instincts ignite the firestorm. Steffi Forrester had always trusted her instincts, and this week, they wouldn't let her sleep. Something about Hayes had been gnawing at her lately. Not his behavior, not his looks, but something deeper. A maternal gut feeling. After a casual conversation with Ridge about old family secrets, and a run-in with a guilt-ridden Luna Nozawa at the Cliff House, Steffi's inner sirens went off. She couldn't shake Luna's trembling hands, the way her eyes darted when Hayes's name came up, and the fact that every time Finn hugged his son, Luna looked like she was watching a ghost. Flashbacks of passion, the night that never should have happened. 3 years ago. One night. One mistake. The secret Luna has carried in her heart like a burning coal, a forbidden encounter in the shadows of Forrester Creations with someone she never intended to touch, a man whose name she has never spoken, until now. It was during a turbulent time when Steffi had pushed Finn away, when the hospital stress, Sheila Carter's chaos, and Steffi's mistrust had nearly torn them apart. And in that vulnerable crack, someone slipped in. Luna had been called to the Cliff House to deliver design sketches. Finn had been drinking. One thing led to another. Regret was instant. But the consequences have taken years to surface. The DNA test that was buried, a falsified result revealed. Back then, when Luna found out she was pregnant, she panicked. But she wasn't the only one who had questions. Steffi had ordered a secret paternity test after giving birth, just to quiet the whispers in her mind. The result? Hayes was Finn's. End of story. Or so she thought. But Luna recently discovered a horrifying truth while working late at the hospital. Sheila Carter, once again trying to manipulate everyone, had tampered with the original DNA results. Sheila switched the samples to ensure her golden son remained part of the Forrester dynasty. The truth is, Hayes is not Finn's child. Luna's confession, I think I'm Hayes's mother. In a spine-chilling, tear-drenched scene that aired Thursday night, Luna cornered Steffi at the office, begging her to sit down. There's something I need to tell you, and after this, you might never look at me the same way again. What followed was a bombshell that stunned viewers and broke Steffi's soul into 1,000 shards. Luna confessed she was pregnant around the same time as Steffi. She miscarried, or so she thought. But what if the hospital records were switched? What if the baby Steffi delivered wasn't genetically hers, but hers and Finn's? Or hers and someone else's? Luna's words were cryptic, but filled with a storm of panic. She mentioned Hayes. She mentioned Sheila. And she ended with the chilling line. Steffi. Hayes might not be yours, and Finn might not be his father. The father revealed, who is Hayes's real dad? The revelation no one saw coming, not even Luna herself. It turns out, on that fateful night, the man she was with wasn't Finn. It was Liam Spencer. Yes, Liam. Heartbroken, drunk, and reeling from hope leaving him over Thomas, Liam had ended up at the Forrester guest house, where Luna had been staying temporarily. One misunderstanding led to another, and under the moonlight, two broken people made a mistake that would haunt them forever. But if that's true, then Hayes is Liam's biological son. Liam Spencer. The same man who has been a father figure to Kelly. The same man who's dying from a mysterious brain tumor. The same man who begged for time with Hayes before he goes. Steffi's meltdown, get out. Get out. The walls of the Cliff House heard it first. The scream that echoed through every fiber of Steffi's soul. After demanding a fresh DNA test, using samples personally collected by Carter Walton, the truth was confirmed. Hayes Forrester Finnegan was not a Finnegan. He was a Spencer. Finn was devastated. His identity as Hayes's father, the bond he thought unbreakable, suddenly turned into a lie. Steffi lashed out at Luna, blaming her for everything. For betraying them. For hiding the truth. For tearing their family apart. Brooke and Ridge arrived just in time to hold Steffi back as she tried to throw Luna out physically. Liam's last wish, tell my son who I am. Liam's health is deteriorating. The tumor has spread. But when Finn, still reeling from the paternity bombshell, visits him at the hospital, he sees something new in Liam's eyes, peace. Because he knows. Luna told him. Liam doesn't want war. He wants the truth. And he wants Hayes to know who his real father was before it's too late. Tell him I loved him before I knew he was mine. Tell him I watched over him every day. And tell him, he'll always be my son. Sheila's next move, this changes everything. Sheila Carter is back, and she's watching the fallout unfold with her usual twisted grin. But there's a storm brewing in her heart. Because if Hayes isn't Finn's, that means her claim to the Forrester legacy is gone. No more bloodline. No more leverage. And Sheila does not let go of power quietly. She begins scheming again, targeting Liam, threatening Luna, and even confronting Steffi in a terrifying showdown that ends with Sheila screaming. I built that family. I won't let you rip it apart. Hope's reaction, the final nail in the triangle. Hope Logan, already devastated by Liam's illness, now faces a truth she never expected. Liam has another son, with Luna? Hope spirals into despair, confronting Luna at Forrester in a blaze of accusations, betrayal, and heartbreak. She slaps Luna in front of the design team, crying. How many lives do you get to ruin before you're satisfied? Carter steps up, and a new romance begins? Amid the chaos, one man is stepping up with surprising strength, Carter Walton. He consoles Steffi, protects Luna, and begins to question the morality of keeping Hayes in a lie. Carter calls for peace and truth, and offers Luna something no one else has, forgiveness. Romantic sparks flicker in a quiet moment between them. Is a new couple forming from the ashes of this scandal? The cliffhanger, who will raise Hayes? With Hayes' paternity revealed, legal battles begin. Liam wants to be listed as the biological father. Steffi refuses to give him custody. Finn wants to adopt Hayes legally anyway. Luna wants to be part of her son's life. And in a stunning finale, Bill Spencer steps in, vowing to take custody of his grandson if Liam dies. The last scene of the week? Hayes standing in the middle of the Cliff House living room, confused, holding a photo of Finn in one hand, and Liam in the other. At Forrester, Steffi, Hope and Carter wrap up a meeting. Hope's thankful to be back at the company she loves. Carter agrees, it feels like home again. Steffi is impressed with Carter's ideas for the scent line and wants to invest further into it. I suppose it's time we get Daphne back from Paris. Carter looks uncomfortable. Hope thinks it might be delightful to bring in some other gift. Either, Daphne made a play for Carter and now they're engaged, so Steffi's sure that Daphne will understand what the ring means. Hope questions if she'll respect it. Carter's sure she'll and points out she's the most notorious nose in Paris. Steffi says they need her to maximize their success. Latterly, Hope and Carter kiss in the wardrobe room. He wants to talk about Steffi bringing Daphne back. Hope admits it was on the top of her want list, but it makes sense if they're launching another scent. She denies that she's insecure about them. She just doesn't trust Daphne at all. Hope B&B. Carter understands Hope not trusting Daphne, but points out Hope trusts him. Hope says having Daphne back will serve as a constant memorial of how she tried to come between them. He assures her she has nothing to worry about. He largely doubts Steffi will get what she wants. Hope muses that Daphne clearly prefers Paris but she might move for a man. Carter repeats that she has nothing to worry about. They kiss. Steffi calls Daphne. In Paris, Daphne takes a call from Steffi, who tells her that the figures are through the roof. Her men's cologne sample smells amazing too. She thinks they've another mega hit on their hands. Steffi wonders how they can launch it, however, when the creator is half around the world. We need you back in LA. I need my friend back. Daphne tells Steffi it's the scent that sells, not the creator. Steffi argues the point. Daphne reminds her why she left Los Angeles. I heard they're engaged. Steffi says, they are. She's not trying to make her uncomfortable, this is business. You need to be then, Daphne. Come back to LA. Daphne says she's sorry she can't be there right now. I can't suppose about Carter. Daphne BNB. After decoupling, Daphne flashes back through her recollections of Carter and frowns courteously. Ridge sounds off. At the Forrester manse, Taylor can tell Ridge has commodity on his mind and asks if he wants to talk. He was withdrawn last night. Ridge grunts that nothing gets once Dr. Taylor Hayes. He insists it's not important. I walked by on Brooke and a man from her once from your history. Everyone's favorite seaman is back in city. Taylor says it sounds like Ridge was ain't too happy to see Nick. She asks how it makes him feel seeing him with Brooke. Taylor repeats that it was ain't easy for him to see his half-family with Brooke. Ridge complains that he's a tool. I just do ain't like the Joe. I know I will. If Brooke wants to spend time with him, that's up to her. They go over the bad history and Ridge says he hates Nick. It has nothing to do with Brooke. Nick and Bill are both egomaniacs and it bothers him. Taylor reminds him that Brooke is entitled to see Nick, indeed if that's not what he wants. She suggests Nick and Brooke might be chancing their way back to each other, which irks Ridge. He'll no way like the Joe. Okay? Are we good? They embrace. Taylor Ridge BNB. Brooke updates her family. In the design office, Katie asks if Brooke's okay. She can tell her mind is away. She suppositions she's thinking about Ridge unless there's commodity differently. Brooke says a blast from her history shook effects up for her history. A surprise caller. Nick Marone. Katie didn't know Nick was back in city. Brooke says he just showed up. Katie suppositions he knows about Ridge and Taylor. Katie thinks it must feel nice to be pursued and remarks on him showing up with Brooke came single. Brooke admits he turned on the charm and there was a kiss. Katie enthuses about him going from seaman to shipping mogul. Brooke says he told her she merited better than Ridge. Katie says, you do. How do you feel about that? Brooke believes she deserves better. Ridge needs to understand that he has to treat her better. I prompted him to come back to me. Katie thinks perhaps Nick coming back has happened at the right time. Brooke prodigies if it'll be a drive for Ridge given his response. Katie learns that he walked by on them, and asks, do you suppose he was jealous? Brooke says he told her to stay down from him. Hope asks how that's show. Brooke thinks he's being defensive. Katie says, or perhaps he's jealous. Katie Brooke BNB. At Forrester Creations, the golden trio of Hope, Steffi, and Carter appears to be thriving. The atmosphere is buzzing with creative energy as Hope expresses her gratitude for returning to the company she loves. Carter echoes her sentiment, it feels like home again, he says with that signature smile that hides as much as it reveals. But beneath the polished exteriors and power blazers, something begins to shift. When Steffi praises Carter's visionary ideas for the fragrance division, her tone is more than professional. She proposes doubling down on the initiative, and makes a bold suggestion. We need to bring Daphne back from Paris. A beat of silence. The air thickens. Hope freezes. Carter flinches. Hope tries to play it cool. Maybe we bring in other talent, she offers lightly. Besides, Daphne made a play for Carter. Now they're engaged, so. Steffi shrugs. Daphne will respect what that ring means. Hope's smile is tight. Will she? The tension is palpable, and Carter attempts to smooth things over. He reminds them Daphne is the most famous nose in Paris, a true genius in fragrance. Steffi presses again. We need her to maximize our success. Hope's eyes don't say yes. They say danger. Away from the boardroom, passions reignite in the wardrobe room, where whispers turn to kisses and truth is hard to hold back. Carter and Hope share a private moment. He brings up Steffi's suggestion again, Daphne returning. Hope doesn't hide her feelings, it wasn't on the top of my wish list, she says. But, it makes sense. He presses gently. Are you insecure about Daphne? No, Hope says quickly. Too quickly. But Carter reads her. She's not insecure about herself, she's just certain she can't trust Daphne. Not after what happened in Paris. Not after the way Carter almost chose someone else. He assures her. He loves her. You have nothing to worry about, he says. But the worry doesn't go away. Because Daphne doesn't just design perfume, she designs seduction. Across the Atlantic, Daphne receives a call that threatens to pull her out of exile. Steffi's voice is warm and persuasive. Your fragrance numbers are through the roof. The men's cologne is brilliant. Daphne listens. She's heard the news. I know they're engaged. Steffi's tone softens. This is business. I need you back in LA. I need my friend back. Daphne looks out at the Paris skyline. The city may be beautiful, but the memories are not. The last time she was in LA, her heart broke. She made her move. She lost. I'm sorry, she says. I can't be there right now. I can't think about Carter. But once she hangs up, the perfume of the past returns. She stares out the window, recalling every touch, every kiss, every whispered what if? And then, she books a flight anyway. Back at the Forrester mansion, Ridge is stewing in a storm of unresolved feelings. Taylor notices. You were distant last night. He tries to play it off, but she presses. And then he explodes. I walked in on Brooke, with Nick. The name hits like a slap. Nick Marone. The sailor. The shipping magnate. The rival. Taylor keeps calm. She asks how it made him feel. Ridge's ego swells. He's a tool. He's not even on the same planet as me. She reminds him, Brooke can see who she wants. And if she wants Nick, she asks gently. Ridge goes silent. He doesn't have an answer. Only fury. Meanwhile, Brooke is in the design office reliving a kiss that never should have happened. Katie reads her like a book. What's going on? Nick's back. Katie's jaw drops. Wait. Nick? Brooke nods. He kissed me. Katie, always Team Brooke, lights up. And Ridge walked in? He did. They laugh, but the implications are huge. Brooke's heart is torn. Nick says she deserves better. Ridge demands she stay away from Nick. But when Katie asks, do you think Ridge is jealous? Brooke can't answer. She doesn't know anymore. But the kiss still lingers. Steffi is shocked when Daphne walks into the Forrester offices. You came. I never stopped being part of this company, Daphne replies coolly. Carter is stunned. Hope is shook. The team gathers for a fragrance meeting, but the real show is the energy between Daphne and Carter. Their chemistry is undeniable. Hope feels it. So does Steffi. And then Daphne unveils her latest scent, Déjà Vu. The tagline? Some feelings never fade. Hope's knuckles whiten. Days pass, and tension builds. Hope walks in on Carter and Daphne laughing in the lab. It's innocent, but too familiar. She watches them touch hands while reaching for a sample. She feels the burn. She confronts Carter. Do you regret choosing me? Carter says no. But he hesitates. Just for a second. And that's all it takes. Hope's doubt floods in. Ridge shows up at Brooke's house. I was wrong, he says. About what? She asks. About Nick. About us. About everything. Brooke crosses her arms. So what now? Ridge begs for forgiveness. He says he wants her back. But Brooke isn't the same woman anymore. You need to earn me back, Ridge. I'm not waiting around this time. They share a moment. But the doorbell rings. It's Nick. Holding flowers. Let the games begin. Daphne invites Carter to a private fragrance launch. Just the two of them. Hope finds out, and follows them. She watches from the shadows as Daphne leans in close to Carter and whispers, "Do you remember how we smelled, together?" Carter backs away. "I'm with Hope." But Daphne kisses him. And Hope sees everything. The next morning, chaos erupts. Hope ends the engagement. Steffi tries to mediate. Daphne quits Forrester, but not before dropping a bombshell. "You didn't just lose me as a nose. You lost me as a friend." Carter is alone. Steffi regrets everything. Brooke chooses herself. Ridge chases the past. Nick stays in town. And Hope? She reinvents herself. A new line. A new identity. A new future. The scent of betrayal fades, but the perfume of revenge is just beginning.